I must confess, I never considered what would come after creation.
Great Victor Frankenstein.
It would hunt you and kill you. Victor! I've not yet finished.
The film opens with a wide, desolate shot of the Danish Royal Navy ship Horizon, trapped in thick Arctic ice during an expedition to the North Pole. Captain Anderson and his crew struggle to break free, but the ship remains stuck in the frozen ocean. Despite the bitter cold and low morale, Anderson is determined to press on. One night, as he rests, a crew member calls for him. Outside, Anderson sees a massive explosion in the distance, a burst of unnatural light on the horizon. The crew investigates and discovers a badly injured man named Victor lying. His right leg is missing, and his body is emaciated and scarred. They bring him aboard and tend to his wounds. Soon after, a monstrous creature emerges from the blizzard and attacks the ship. The sailors fight back, firing their weapons, but the creature's strength is overwhelming. 6 men are killed in the chaos. The beast climbs onto the deck and speaks to Victor. Before it can strike again, one sailor shoots it and throws it overboard, but it survives, trying to overturn the ship. Captain Anderson shoots at the ice beneath it, sending the creature plunging into the freezing water below. Anderson takes Victor to his quarters, treating his wounds and giving him medicine. Curious and unsettled, he asks Victor about the creature. Victor confesses that it was something he created himself. He begins to tell his story, and the film shifts into a flashback. As a child, Victor was much closer to his mother, Claire, than to his cold, aristocratic father, Leopold. Fascinated by science and mathematics, Victor spent his days experimenting and studying. But tragedy struck when his mother died, giving birth to his younger brother, William. After her death, Leopold showed affection only to William, leaving Victor isolated and resentful. Consumed by grief and abandonment, Victor became obsessed with conquering death, believing he had seen the angel of death reach out to him for the first time. After Leopold's death, the brothers were separated. William went to live with relatives in Vienna, while Victor continued his studies in Edinburgh. By 1855, the adult Victor stands before a disciplinary tribunal at the Royal College of Medicine, accused of conducting a forbidden experiment to reanimate a corpse. The officials condemn his actions as an affront to science and humanity, ultimately expelling him from the college. However, Victor's controversial experiment draws the attention of Heinrich Harlande, a powerful arms dealer. Harlande seeks him out, revealing that he already knows Victor's brother, William, who is engaged to his niece, Elizabeth. The next day, Victor visits Harlande's estate. Harlande offers him the opportunity to continue his reanimation research in a private facility with unlimited funding. During their meeting, a guard announces the arrival of William and Elizabeth. Victor joyfully reunites with his brother after years apart, but quickly becomes enamored with Elizabeth. Though kind to him, she gently rejects his feelings and dismisses his obsession with defeating death as dangerous folly. Back in the present, as Victor recounts his story, the creature suddenly rises from the ice. The terrified crew watches as the figure lumbers toward them. Victor continues his tale. Harlande brought him to a remote tower that would serve as his laboratory. With Harlande and William's help, Victor procured bodies from executed criminals and war casualties for his experiments. He eventually discovered a method of channeling electrical currents through the lymphatic system to restart the heart and brain, a breakthrough he believed would change the course of humanity. On the night of a violent storm, Victor prepared to bring his creation to life. As the storm intensified, he went to check on Harlande and found him weak and trembling, asking for his cane. Victor noticed a bottle of medicine and realized Harlande was suffering from syphilis. Harlande confessed he was dying and begged Victor to transplant his brain into the new body, offering him wealth, power, even Elizabeth, in exchange. Victor refused, knowing the disease had already ravaged Harlande's mind and body. Enraged, Harlande tried to sabotage the experiment by stealing a crucial component. During their struggle, Harlinda slipped and fell to his death, his skull shattered on impact. After hiding the body, Victor returned to his experiment. A blinding flash of lightning struck the tower, but to his despair, the creature remained lifeless. Frustrated and exhausted, Victor goes to bed. When he wakes, he's horrified to find the creature standing before him, alive. At first, Victor is astonished by his success, but his wonder quickly turns to disappointment when he realizes the creature can only repeat his name and is incapable of learning or speaking coherently. To conceal his creation, Victor chains the creature in the tower's basement. He soon notices its extraordinary ability to heal. When he cuts its palm with a razor, the wound closes almost instantly. Soon after, William and Elizabeth arrive at the tower. When they ask about Harlinda, Victor lies, claiming he has already departed. He takes William to see the laboratory, while Elizabeth wanders off and discovers the creature. Shocked but curious, she speaks to it gently, and the creature, moved by her kindness, becomes fascinated with her. Elizabeth rushes to tell William what she saw, forcing Victor to reveal the creature. William is horrified and accuses Victor of going too far. Later, Victor privately shows William Harlinda's frozen corpse, but lies again, claiming the creature killed him in a violent outburst. Convinced his experiment is a failure, Victor orders William to take Elizabeth back to Vienna while he handles the situation. Once they leave, Victor chains the creature once more, drenches the tower in gasoline, and sets it ablaze. As he limps away, he hears the creature calling his name. Torn by guilt, he turns back, just as the tower explodes. The blast destroys Victor's right leg below the knee, forcing him to use a prosthetic in the present. The creature, however, survives, freeing himself before the flames consume the tower. William and Elizabeth return just in time to witness the fiery destruction. Back in the present, Victor finishes recounting his story as the creature approaches the ship. The sailors panic as it climbs aboard, ready to kill Captain Anderson, but Victor steps in, pleading with it to stop. The creature relents and decides to tell his side of the story. After escaping the explosion, he hid in the woods, stealing clothes from a corpse to survive. When a group of hunters attacked him, he fled and eventually found refuge at the home of a blind old man. Watching the man's family from afar, the creature learned about love, kindness, and human connection. In secret, he began helping them, chopping wood, gathering food, without ever revealing himself. When the family left for winter, the creature befriended the old man, who taught him to read and speak. Later, the creature returned to Victor's ruined lab, where he found notes describing his creation and Victor's home address. When he returned to the blind man's farm, he found the man under attack by wolves. The creature fought them off, killing several, and stayed by the old man's side as he died. When the family came home, they mistook the creature for the killer, shot him, and left him for dead, but his body healed. Realizing then that he could not die, the creature understood the curse of his immortality. Meanwhile, Victor was living with William and Elizabeth as they prepared for their wedding. Still alive and burning with rage, the creature tracked Victor down and confronted him, demanding he create a companion so he would not remain alone. Victor refused, calling the creature's existence his greatest mistake. The creature attacks Victor, and the commotion draws Elizabeth to the room. She rushes to comfort him, but in the chaos, Victor fires his gun at the creature and accidentally shoots Elizabeth instead. Horrified, he watches as she collapses in his arms. William arrives with several men, and Victor immediately blames the creature for Elizabeth's death. They attack the creature, but it just overpowers them, killing William and the others before escaping with Elizabeth's body. He carries her to a nearby cave so she can spend her final moments in peace. Before dying, William tells Victor that he has always feared him, not the creature, because of the darkness that has consumed his soul. Devastated and guilt-ridden, Victor sets out to hunt the creature across the Arctic, determined to end it once and for all. But no matter what he tries, guns, knives, even dynamite, the creature survives, leaving Victor battered and broken. His pursuit finally leads him to Captain Anderson and his crew. After sharing their stories, Victor realizes his time is nearly over. With his last breath, he apologizes to the creature for the suffering he caused. The creature, moved by Victor's remorse, forgives him acknowledging the tragic bond between them, a father and son tied by creation and pain. Moments later, Victor dies. The next morning, the creature helps Anderson's crew push the ship free from the ice and into open waters. Deeply changed by what he has witnessed, Anderson abandons his expedition and orders the crew to return home. They cheer, relieved and grateful. As the ship sails away, the creature remains behind, standing alone against the frozen horizon. He watches the sun rise over the ice, a single tear rolling down his cheek.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.